What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Falling Tide TV. On today's episode, I'm actually going to be going to my dad's new place. They have a little small pond. I mean, it's so small that you wouldn't think that Big Bass could live in it. Matter of fact, the people who had the place before, they told him there were no fish in this pond, that it was just a bunch of minnows and turtles and stuff like that. And my dad was sitting out there and he saw fish coming up to the surface and hitting. So we're gonna be trying to catch fish in that little bitty pond today. So that's pretty interesting. But before we get into that, I guess I'll go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Yes, I cut all my hair off, guys. But there's a reason for that, and it's life changes, and it's really good life changes that matter to the channel. So just today was my last day at the job that I've had for the last 4 years. The job that I've had the last 4 years, I'm not even sure how I was able to keep up with a YouTube channel and keep up with giving you guys content on a weekly basis. It was very hard, to say the least. I was working anywhere from, on a really good week, about 50 hours, but on most weeks, closer to 60 hours a week. And I was never off on Saturdays, so I was always working my tail off. Y'all saw I took off a lot of time during hunting season, but that was really because of parental leave from having a kid. So I was kind of cheating, but for the most part, I work a lot of hours. I'm extremely busy this time of year. But I just took a job that's gonna allow me to have more time off to be able to focus on this channel. So the good thing is I'm not missing out on any money, so I'll still be able to keep investing into the channel like I've been doing. So that's a good thing, but I'm gonna have a lot more time on my hands. I mean, even times during the week, in the evenings, I'll have more time to dedicate towards maybe doing a little fishing trip in the evening sometimes, or where you guys get to see stuff like that. And you know, come duck season, it'll be scouting trips you guys might even be able to be a part of. So the goal is to incorporate more to this channel as well as to the podcast. You know, the podcast is something that I'm really gonna start honing in on and trying to do more with the podcast, and I'm really excited about that. So that's gonna free up my time to do a lot of those things. So yeah, guys, I just now clocked out of my current job for the last time, so that feels really good. I got the poles loaded up. I'm about to head to my dad's house. Can't wait to get the GoPro strapped on and try to catch one of these bass that the lady that owned the place before said didn't exist. So can't wait to see what happens. All right, guys, just now made it over here. You ready to go catch a fish? What up? How you doing?
Hey, man.
Got some night crawlers this time?
Graduated from my Snoopy pole.
Oh, you got a bigger one,
I
huh?
got a bigger Snoopy pole.
That's what it looks like, y'all. Not very big. Got a lot of limbs and stuff kind of in the way. I'm sure that's going to be cleaned out pretty soon. It'll be much easier to fish here. But let's go take a look. I know it's hard to get like a size perspective, but I mean, hey Dad.
Hey.
How big you think this pond is? How far across you think that is?
30 yards.
That's this direction probably. You got a snake right there. It's a big water snake, I think. But yeah, you probably, yeah, it went down that way. I mean, if you measure from there to there, you probably talking what, 40 yards maybe?
Something like that.
And then that to there, that probably ain't but 15 yards maybe. But let's see what we catch. So I'm starting out with what y'all seen me fishing with the last time for bass, which is it's a California Craw Z-Man 1/8 ounce bullet weight here. Of course, something just took off right there. You had a hit? Something just took off, looked like it came off a bed right here. But, oh, there you went. Oh.
With that jig.
Yeah, I just had one get off. See if I can get him on this one. God, there you go. Golly, take it. That's Yeah, they just taking the butt of the worm.
Yep.
But there you go. I wasn't gonna let him get away that time. The way that they pulling it is so weird. A little one here. Well, they got fish in your pond, Dad.
Oh, I know you.
A little one there. See if we can catch another one. That's the thing about nature, you know, if there's habitat, it'll be inhabited. I might spook all the fish by doing this, but I'm gonna try anyway. Come on now, get out of there. I know you're in there. There you go.
What?
I'm pretty sure that was a perch. It's tiny. There he goes. Oh.
Got off?
Yep. And nothing more to swallow it today. I guess I'm gonna have to let him bite it longer, I guess. I found his butt though. There you go. Yep. Don't fall off the log, Nate. All right. I just don't think they're really biting today.
They bite better than the middle of the day.
Maybe so.
I come out here around 3 o'clock and fish.
There he goes. Yep. That's a chunk right there, dude.
Huh?
He's fat, healthy bass right here.
Yep. Might be the reason why you're not catching much.
Right?
Huh?
I said right. Healthy fish.
About another month and you'll be biting good.
But you know what would work good in here, I think?
What?
A fly rod. If you could cast it. Come up out of that. There you go. You got
Dead one?
about 2 pounds. Bigger than the other two. See, like you said, if I was in a kayak or something, I could have cast from that way and caught that fish and not had to pull him through that tree. That's what I gotta do. There you go.
In the trees.
You got you in the trees, huh?
You better get me out.
Huh.
You got me out.
Well, good. No fish. No fish in the pond. Just turtles and minnows.
Yep. Dun dun dun.
he goes. There he is. There he is. That's the one.
Size of the one you caught the other day.
Yeah,
Like here.
that's the one right there. It's the one I came here for right there. Let's go. Let's go. All right, y'all. Nice one there. I'm about to put him on the scale real quick and get it released. See what it weighs here. Let's see. So the top line here is gonna be pounds. So that's 1, 2, 3, 3.5 pounds. 3.5 pounds, y'all. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah, buddy. Go ahead and get it back in the water. Pretty fish. Get back in there. Whew. That's what I'm talking about. Whew. That's what I came here for, right there.
Jack, I ain't gonna fish that much. I want you to come back with the fear.
There you go.
Uh-oh.
Decent one. Get out the tree. Hung up in the tree. There we go.
There you go.
That's a decent one.
Got him all dirty.
Yeah. Same size mouth as the other one. He just ain't quite got the size of him, but still a good fish. All right. Another one here with a little bit of size on it. Big fish for a little pond, you know. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this little guy back. See if we can catch another one with a little bit of size on it.
Got it.
Yeah. I bet you got some 5-pounders in this pond. That's the goal here. I want to try to catch a 5-pounder in here. That'd be sweet.
You catch him 3.5 pounds and see why you can handle 5.
Yeah, there's got to be one in here. I don't know what that one weighed, but I'd guess around 2, 2.5.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see. Got him. That's a good one.
When I take a little shit out,
Nope.
that's a little.
It looked good. I guess it's because the pole's so small.
Got me in the trees. Get over here.
I saw that rod
Medium
bent.
action.
I saw that rod bent over like that.
That's
I forget it.
a
I forget it. I forget that's a Snoopy pole.
When it's fall out there like that
Yeah.
and you catch something,
It feels heavy, huh? Well, I bet
we're
that.
stretching the line.
Yeah, that's true. I think my rod's a little stiffer.
All
though.
the years that Steven and I fish,
Look.
that's all they use. Look at you. Look at you. Look at you. That's another picture taker. Why not?
Look at that. It's a decent one. About 2 pounds. 2-pounder. Check him out, y'all. Another little fish. Look how healthy, man. Look how at least trying to pull out my hand. Look at that.
Oh man, you got him all dirty.
I got him all dirty. I saw how strong he is, though. Like it's healthy fish.
Clean him off.
Look at that.
You got dirt all in his eyeball.
No, poor fish. Look how healthy that fish looks. I mean, look at that. Another nice little fish. I'd say this one is he's only about 2 pounds because he's so healthy. I'm pretty decent at judging the size of fish. I mean, I think this is naturally more like a 1.25 pounds, 1.5 pounds fish, but he's just heavy. Like, it's just a heavy fish, healthy fish. But that's good. It goes to show you that this natural ecosystem here is well balanced. So starting back healthy and try to catch another one. Woo! It's like I don't think I ever seen a fish where like you look at the length of it, you look at the size of the mouth, and you say that's a 1.5 pound fish.
To me, that's a 1.5 fish all day long.
It's a 1.5 pound fish, but you hold it in your hand, you say that's a 2-pound fish. I don't. It's healthy. They're just healthy in here. They're eating good. That was fun, y'all. That was a lot of fun. I love getting out and fishing with my dad. It brings back a lot of memories for me. When I was a kid growing up, me and my dad did a lot of fishing together. So it's always good to be able to get out there and fish with him again. You know, the last few years he's been pretty sick, so he really hadn't been doing any fishing or anything like that, so it's good to see him finally getting his strength back and getting back on his feet. That was a really good time. You know, I think that might have been the second time we've fished together, you know, in a long time. So that felt really good. But how about the pond? You know, how about the fact that that pond was never stocked? That's a pond that they dug out. I think they needed dirt to move somewhere, and they kind of dug it over a natural spring. But nobody ever put fish in that pond. And if you know anything about the way Mother Nature and ecosystems work, you know, you don't really need human interference for something like that. I know there's a lot of different ways that fish can end up in a pond that nobody stocked, but one of the ways that I'm more familiar with is the scenario with the birds. So you have a bird that goes land in a pond, he gets some fertilized eggs on its feet, flies to the pond with no fish in it, lands there. Now you have eggs in a pond and those fish hatch, and eventually when it happens in the right sequence, you get the bait first, you get vegetation growing, then all of a sudden you have predatorial fish species that are being born in there, and next thing you know they have an ecosystem, and that ecosystem in that pond is extremely well balanced because it's a small pond and yet it's growing big fish and it's got a good bit of fish in there. It feels good to be the first people in that pond bass fishing because you kind of get the first crack at them before the fish start to kind of catch on. It was a lot of fun, guys. A lot of fun. The hardest thing about fishing in the pond was that there's just so many snags. I mean, there's limbs hanging down, there's branches all underneath the water. There's just so many different snags. Like, I hung up so many different times. So what I'm actually gonna do is the next time I go over there, I'm gonna bring my P-Rog. I'm gonna get out there and start trimming stuff. I'm gonna trim some limbs. I'm gonna pull some stuff out of the water. I'm gonna kind of clear it out just a little bit to where it's a little bit easier to fish. I'm not gonna take too much out of there because I know a lot of that cover, a lot of the branches, the limbs and stuff is what the fish like, and it's the reason why they're happy in there. So I don't want to take too much of that stuff out of there, but I do want to make it to where it's at least fishable. Most of the work I think is going to be done on the bank. There's a lot of trees that are overhead with vines coming like over the top. So when you go to try to cast, you can't cast to the right because there's a tree right there. You can't cast to the left. There's a tree right there, and then you got a branch over the top, so you can't come over the top to cast. So that kind of stuff needs to be cleaned out. It needs to be fishable. And that bank line, it's real steep in some spots, but some spots it's a nice taper. But there's so much vegetation growing there and stuff, and branches piled up. It's just hard to even walk down there to be able to fish. So, and I think the next time I actually fish it, I'm gonna fish it from within the pond. So I'm gonna get in it with the P-Rog and cast to the banks. So I think I'm gonna have a much better chance of catching a toad in that pond, because that's gonna be the ultimate goal. When I keep going back over there, I'm gonna be trying to catch a toad. I wanna pull like a 5-pounder out of that pond. So that's the goal, guys. With that being said, guys, I really appreciate y'all for watching. If you would, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate that. And I'll see y'all next time on Fallen Tide TV.